of the PNW.
Stuck it
Come on, people.
I'm an artist, filmmaker, DJ, writer.
All these opportunities you'll see through my photos is just a gift, and I appreciate every time I get to photograph something because it just warms my heart.
Well, this is probably gonna be hilarious.
Hey guys, Matt Phillips with Matt Phillips Captures. First of all, I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for recognizing my business and my photos and the appreciation you guys have shown. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your support. You purchased a couple calendars and some magnets, and I do appreciate that. I'm very grateful for your support and this opportunity. So a little bit about me is when I was 8 years old, I had a paper out in Seattle, and nobody wanted it, so I got to keep most of the money. So when I was 8 years old in the mid-'80s, wearing neon and checkered clothes, I was living pretty large. So I bought myself a little 35mm camera, and my pops and I were getting ready to go to Yellowstone. So we went to Yellowstone, Glacier, Redfish Lake, Idaho, saw some family property back there, and we stayed in tents every night except for one. It was a great experience. My dad had a '76 Land Cruiser, and we listened to blues. And as a young kid, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It changed my life. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But I was just addicted to taking photos, seeing wildlife, talking about animals, moose, beaver, grizzly bears. I love it. I love it all. Throughout life, always taking photos, but I got distracted by addiction for 15 plus years, and anyone knows anything about addiction is that you're more focused on that than anything else. So I put everything aside, people, friends, family, photography, and my life changed one day and got back on my feet, and I couldn't be more grateful for all the people who have helped me and still support me today, and I love all of them, and I'm very grateful for all of them because they say lost dreams awaken, which is true. So which is proof, because if you see some of my photos today, I dreamt about some of those, but I never thought it could happen, and that's just me getting started. I've had a lot of support from a lot of people to help me get my business going, to get out there and how I could sell my photos, and just do what you love, right? So if you can do what you love every day, you're not working, you're just living.
When you're trying to get the shot, you want to get the perfect shot, so you have to take time, right? So you got to just settle down and know that you hopefully you're in the right place at the right time, but at the same time you got to have your settings correctly on your camera. You can't have any movement, and you just have to be very patient. I waited 8 hours for an owl just to turn its head and get some sunlight on it before.
I have a website, mattphillipscaptures.com. You can find me on Instagram, Matt Phillips Captures. You can find me on Facebook, Matt Phillips Captures. Since this is my first year in business, I'm really working on streamlining how I could expose all my photos. I have thousands and thousands of photos. My favorite thing to photograph is Mount Rainier. I have so many photos, and people are like, how do you photograph the same thing over and over again? Well, every morning it's different, every afternoon, because the colors, the background, the sunrise, sunset, the clouds, everything changes all the time, so it's just different perspectives. So if you haven't taken some time to stare at the mountain, if you live in Washington, I suggest you do that.
For people that live in Washington State, we don't see grizzlies that much. But when you go to Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, we're up in the hills, they actually have quite a few grizzlies. Alaska is a huge place. So when I spend a lot of time in Wyoming and Yellowstone, we actually count the grizzly bears. So there's people there that are retired that work with the park that actually count the bears, and we see like 25 a day.
I got to meet some amazing people in Yellowstone, Wyoming, Montana, probably 2020, and they just invited me to start hanging out. So I stayed in touch, met some great people, and they started mentoring me on my photography. They started mentoring me on learning about grizzly bears and the wildlife and how we can protect them and protect animals, especially from the people, because when you see people trying to pet the cows, the big fluffy cows, which are bison, or when you see people littering, or when you see people destroying these beautiful lands that these animals roam, just talked about how we could prevent all that stuff and how we could be better as people. And everyone could do their duty to be a little bit better, and we can make some changes in this world. So without getting too deep, I do have a lot of grizzly bear photos. They're all in the wild. They're not zoos, they're not parks, they're not fed, they're not baited. So for me, I could sit there all day, 8, 10, 12, 14 hours and watch a grizzly bear do nothing because it's just so incredible. So for me, all these opportunities you'll see through my photos is just a gift, and I appreciate every time I get to photograph something because it just warms my heart, right? And then when I get to see the reaction from people who have never seen that before, warms my heart even more. That's why I do photography, that's why I love it, and that's why I'm just trying to build my business, because I love doing it. I want to do this for the rest of my life, and slowly but surely I'm working on it.